Hello everyone. Well, here we are at week 7 of Playgroup at home. And I've got some friends with me today. I've got an emu, hello, and echidna. Oh, mummy koala with her little baby. A platypus. And here I've got a wombat. He's very, very soft and cuddly. You stay right there, wombat. Our book today is called Wombat Stew. I wonder if these animals will be in our story. Let's find out. It's by Marcia K. Vaughan, illustrated by Pamela Lofts. Wombat Stew. One day, on the banks of a billabong, a very clever dingo caught a wombat. Oh no! And decided to make wombat stew, gooey brewy, yummy chewy wombat stew. Oh no. Platypus came ambling up the bank. "G'day, Dingo," he said, snapping his bill. "What is all that water for?" "I'm brewing up a gooey chewy stew with that fat wombat," replied Dingo with a toothy grin. Yeah. "If you ask me," said Platypus, "the best thing for a gooey stew is mud. Big blobs of billabong mud." "Blobs of mud?" laughed Dingo. "What a good idea. Righto, in they go." So Platypus scooped up big blobs of mud with his tail and flipped them into the billy can. Plop. Around the bubbling billy, Dingo danced and sang, wombat stew, gooey brewy, yummy chewy wombat stew." Ooh, look, he's there. It's a kookaburra. Waltzing out from the shade of the ironbarks came Emu. She arched her graceful neck over the brew. "Oh ho, Dingo," she fluttered. "What have we here?" "Gooey chewy wombat stew," boasted Dingo. "If only it were a bit more chewy," she sighed. "But don't worry, a few feathers will set it right." "Feathers?" Dingo smiled. "That would be chewy. Righto, in they go." So into the gooey brew, Emu dropped her finest feathers. Around and around the bubbling billy, Dingo danced and sang, wombat stew, crunchy munchy for my lunchy wombat stew. He looks very happy, doesn't he? There's the kookaburra. Old Blue Tongue, the lizard, came sliding off his sun-stoked stone. "Silly Dingo," he hissed. "There are no flies in this stew. Can't be wombat stew without crunchy flies in it." And he stuck out his bright blue tongue. "There's a lot to be said for flies," agreed Dingo, rubbing his paws together. "Righto, in they go." So Lizard snapped 100 flies from the air with his long tongue and flipped them into the gooey, chewy stew. Around and around and around the bubbling billy, Dingo danced and sang, wombat stew, crunchy munchy for my lunchy wombat stew. Up through the red dust popped Echidna. "Wait a bit, not so fast," he bristled, shaking the red dust from his quills. "Now I've been listening to all this advice, and take it from me, for a munchy stew you need slugs and bugs and creepy crawlies." He's really telling him. Dingo wagged his tail. "Why, I should have thought of that. Righto, in they go." So Echidna dug up all sorts of creepy crawlies and dropped them into the gooey, chewy, crunchy stew. Oh, look at them all. Splash. The very clever Dingoes stirred and stirred, all the while singing, wombat stew, hot and spicy, oh so nicey wombat stew. Just then the sleepy-eyed koala climbed down the scribbly gum tree. "Look here," he yawned. "Any bush cook knows you can't make a spicy stew without gum nuts." "Leave it to a koala to think of gum nuts," Dingo laughed and licked his whiskers. Righto, in they go. And into the gooey, chewy, crunchy, munchy stew, Koala shook lots and lots of gum nuts. Look at them all coming off the tree. The poor kookaburra. His tree's bouncing up and down. "Aha!" cried Dingo. "Now my stew is missing only one thing." "What's that?" asked the animals. "That fat wombat." "Wait! Stop! Hang on, Dingo. You can't put that wombo into the stew yet." They're all telling him. "Why not? You haven't tasted it." "Righto, I'll taste it." And that very clever Dingo bent over the billy and took a great big slurp of stew. "I'm poisoned," he yelled. "You've all tricked me." And he dashed away deep into the bush, never to sing "Wombat stew, wombat stew, gooey, brewy, yummy, chewy, wombat stew." They certainly did trick him, didn't they? And they were all really good friends of good old Wombat here. Well, I've got some ideas for you. Do you remember the echidna dug up a whole lot of bugs and things and creepy crawly things? Well, I've got lots of things in here. I've got some creepy crawlies in here hiding. Where are they? They're hiding in amongst all the beans. If I get my magnifying glass, maybe I can see them a bit better. Oh yes, there's one. Here he is. One bug, one creepy crawly. Oh, I need to dig around. Oh. Yep. Here's another one. Maybe you can make your own little thing to dig and bury some insects or some other things and go find them. If you've got a magnifying glass, you could use that to look at some of these small creepy crawly things. That would be really good fun. Also, I've got here, you might like to make a wombat mask. I've got my wombat mask here. Very good, a lot of good fun with that. And I've also got here, you might like to make some little finger puppets. Oh, here's my wombat. I've got some other Australian animals here too to make some really great and have some great fun playing with all these Australian animals. There's the blue-tongued lizard from our story. There's lots and lots of things that we can do. We're going to sing some songs about some Australian animals. So let's join in and sing together.
Well, I loved that story with all those Australian animals in it. And we've got... Oh, well, hang on. Where's Joy Lee? I'm here by myself. Joy Lee?
Hi, Jess.
There she is.
Just kidding. I was pretending to be a gum tree.
Oh, that's perfect. Can you be the gum tree in our next song?
Sure, I'd love
all
to.
about Australian animals and which ones are in the gum tree family.
Perfect. I'm the gum tree, ready to go.
Ready? What's that there? Can you see? I wonder what that thing could be. Now it's sitting in the tree. It's part of the gum tree family. Oh, Ready? It flies up high. Ooh. It lands on a branch. Oh. It makes this sound. You guessed it, it's a kookaburra. When it's sitting in the tree, it's part of the gum tree family.
There you go, Mr. Kookaburra.
Okay, I've got another one. Ready? What's that there? Can you see? I wonder what that thing could be. Sleeping up there in the tree. It's part of the gum tree family. It sits on a branch. Oh! one. I'm going to trick you. What's that there? Can you see? I wonder what that thing could be. Oh, in the creek beside the tree. It's part of the gum tree family. It's got webbed feet. A bill like a bird. Ooh. It lives in the creek.
Lives in the creek?
Yep. You guessed it.
It's a platypus!
That's right.
Ah!
When it's sitting in the creek, it's part of the gum tree family. All right, I got one more. I'm going to trick you on this one. You won't know what this is. What's that there? Can you see? I wonder what that thing could be. Bouncing along beneath the tree. It's part of the gum tree family. It's got brown fur.
Brown fur?
It hops along.
Hop, hop, hop.
With a joey in her pouch.
Oh, I know.
You guessed it.
It's a kangaroo!
That's right.
Yay!
When it's underneath the tree, it's part of the gum tree family. Part of the gum tree family.
Oh, I love having all these animals part of my gum tree family.
Oh, they look so happy all there together under the gum tree. Well done, Jolie. You were a very good gum tree.
Thank you, thank you.
She's pretty good at that job. All right, well, I've got another Australian animal song to sing, and this one has lots of actions in it. So I need you to listen carefully to the actions. I'm going to give you some instructions. Are you ready?
Ready.
If Noah lived at Uluru, he'd have a lot of work to do, catching animals 2 by 2. What would he find at Uluru? A red kangaroo. Hop, hop, hopping like big red kangaroos. Can you do that? Such big hops.
Backwards.
Noah won't catch up. No, it's hard work hopping.
It is.
Good job. All right, let's think of another one. If Noah lived at Uluru, he'd have a lot of work to do, catching animals 2 by 2. What would he find at Uluru? A wedge-tailed eagle. Crouch down low and spread out your wings and take off, flying higher and higher in the air. Oh, everything looks so small from up here. Flying around, flying down and fly to land again. Oh, spread your wings. Oh, good flying, kids. Well done.
Well done.
If Noah lived at Uluru, he'd have a lot of work to do, catching animals 2 by 2. What would he find at Uluru?
I don't know.
An echidna. Crouch down on all fours. Crouch down, sniffing for your ants, for your supper. Oh no, quick, Noah's coming. Roll into a ball, stick out your spikes on your back. Oh, maybe he'll leave us alone. Little echidnas, shh. Good hiding. If Noah lived at Uluru, he'd have a lot of work to do, catching animals 2 by 2. What would he find at Uluru? An emu. Strutting around in the outback with your long neck and your tails, your feather tails out the back. But it's no use flapping your wings because emus can't fly. Strutting around like that. Oh, now hang on. It's starting to rain. Oh no! Oh, quick! Hey Noah, don't leave without us. We're coming too. Quick, go!
That's fun. Yeah.
Now we've got one more song about Australian animals. Everybody shuffling. You might need a little wombat for this one.
Okay.
Everybody shuffling just like me. Ready? That's how wombats shuffle along, don't they? Everybody shuffling, shuffling, shuffling. Everybody shuffling just like me. Can you think of another Australian animal, Jolie? What could we do?
What about a kangaroo?
Let's see.
Here's one.
I'm just going to pretend to be a big kangaroo. Can you do it too with your long legs?
Here we go.
Ready? Everybody hopping, hopping, hopping. Everybody hopping just like me.
Good hopping, little kangaroos.
Now, what else could we do? We could do let's see. What about swimming? A platypus swimming in the creek.
Here we go. I've got one here.
Ready?
Platypus.
Everybody swimming, swimming, swimming. Everybody swimming just like me. Woo, swim. Good job, little platypuses.
Woo.
My goodness, that was a lot of shuffling and hopping and swimming. I am so tired, ready for a rest.
So's the platypus.
Whew.
Very tired.
Well, let's sing our goodbye song. We'll see you next week. Well, we can clap our hands and we can stomp our feet. We can move our body to the happy beat. There's only one thing left to do. That's smile and wave goodbye to you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye, little Australian animals.
See you next time.